Today I'm going to show you how to set up basic tasks and then put them in a sequential order. We're going to create 5 tasks. For basic tasks, all you need to do is go to F5 Systems. Then you're going to go down to Intel, and then you're going to go to Create Task. You just put this in the middle of the square. Then we're going to grab another module, and this is the Set Task State module. I'm going to place that right here. We're going to edit the Create Task module. First thing you want to focus on is the owner of the task. Who is going to see this task? So the owner, for the sake of our mission here, is Blue4. The owner is going to be whatever faction side that you're on. So it could be OP4, independent, or even civilian. Next is set a task ID. So for task ID, we're going to put T1. So you want to keep this stuff simple. You don't want big, long, full words because it's not necessary. You're only going to see it in the editor anyways. But T1 is good for task 1 or something like that. Parent ID, I never use that. The title is going to be important because you will see that in-game when you look at the tasks on the map. So let's give this a title. The first task is going to be move to position. So we're basically just going to do a move to a trigger task. In the description here, you could put a description which we'll see under the title of the task in game. Move to the location, period. Marker, I never use the marker, so I can't really tell you how to use it. Destination, if you set this to disabled, then you will not see a 3D icon on the ground where the task module is, but today we're going to do that so you can see how it works. The task state will have set to assigned. This way, when you start the mission, you will automatically be assigned the first task. Task type is, by default, you won't see a 3D icon unless you change this to something. So since this is a move task, we're going to go down to move, and this will give you a 3D icon on the map. Here's the setting here, always invisible. By default, the task is visible only when assigned. If this setting is enabled, the task will show even when it's not assigned. So we could just set that. Notification is when you'll see a notification when the task pops up, and from there just hit OK. Now edit the set task state module, and we already have a created. This one we're going to set to succeeded, and just hit OK. Next, we're going to right click this and go to connect, and then sync it to this module. Now this module here creates the tasks. By itself it does nothing. There's nothing to set it off or anything. This right here, the set task state, this sets the state of the module, whether it's completed, whether it fails, or whether you get it, etc. So since it's succeeded, we need something else to trigger this off to enable it to be succeeded. So from there, what we need to do is we're going to go to F3 triggers, and we're going to choose a trigger without a size. And we're going to place that right here in the middle. We're going to edit the trigger, and we're going to use the area widget. So you could either click on this button here, or you could just press the space bar 5 times and you'll get the area widget, which is the perforated line around the trigger. And what you do is you just pull away, and you could go something like this and expand your triggers with it to set things up how you want. So this is going to be an area trigger, and I'm going to set this up so that it encompasses this square of the map. And then we're going to edit the trigger. We're going to set this to rectangle. Then we're going to go to activation, and under activation we're going to set this to Blue4 present. So what this means is when Blue4 or the player walks into the trigger, then the trigger is going to do something. So the activation type, it can be anything. You can have it not present. You could set it to another faction like OP4, independent, or civilian, or you could do radio trigger if you want, but we're just going to stick with that. That's all we're going to do for this trigger. We'll just close that. Next, we're going to click on the trigger. Make sure the trigger is highlighted. You can see it highlighted here. You're going to right click it, go to connect, sync to, and you're going to sync it to the set task state module. There's your first task. So basically how this task is going to work is when the mission starts, you're going to see a 3D icon on the map of this task. Move to this location. Once you walk into this trigger, then it's going to set this task off and it's going to trigger this and the task will be completed. So let's save that and let's try it out. Alright, so you can see the icon there, and if you go to the map, you're going to see the icon also on the map. Cursor over it, move to position, and you can see that it's assigned because we assigned it. You can have it unassigned if you want. You don't need to have it as assigned. You could just have it as created. Let's go to the tasks. As you can see at the top there, it says move to position of the task. So this is the title of the task, and then in the description box, remember we put move to location. So this is the description. Now the description doesn't have to be tiny like that. It's our task. Let's enter the trigger, and that completed the task. Now if we go to the map, the task is going to be gone, and then you go over the task, it completes checked. Alright, we're going to set up another task, and what I like to do is copy existing tasks so that everything is pre-set up. So we're just going to copy both tasks modules and the trigger. Let's Control C. I'm going to go over a couple of squares. I'm going to paste it right here and edit the trigger first, and we're going to change this to none, and then we're going to go to the size of the trigger, which is here, and set all these to 0. And then in the condition box, we're going to put alive and then space and then OF. This is going to be the start of our trigger that's going to set off the set task state. We'll just hit OK. And then in the set task state module, that's going to be succeeded as we know. Then in the create task module, we're going to update this. So the owner is still blue 4. The task ID is going to be task 2 or T2. The title is going to be kill the officer, and then the description is going to be locate and kill the officer. The destination is going to be changed to synchronized object. I'll show you that, how that works. The state we can leave as assigned. The task state we're going to set to kill because we're going to kill an officer. We just hit OK. And next we need our target. So our target is going to be an officer. So we're going to go to F1. We're going to go to OP4, and then we're going to choose an officer, and we're going to place him right here, and we're going to edit him and remove his weapons so he doesn't turn around and shoot us when we're trying to do this. And we know he has a pistol, handgun, and that's it. Next we'll just edit him and give him a variable name of OF, short for officer, and that sets him up. With this create task module, what you're going to do is you're going to right click it, go to connect, sync to, and you're going to connect it to the officer. By doing that, the 3D object that you see will actually be over the officer instead of if you set it at module position. Module position will be basically right here. But if you sync it, synchronized object, if you sync it to the object, then the module will be over the object. We're going to set up another task. So we're going to take this task right here and copy it. Then we're going to move over a couple squares again, and we're going to paste it, and then we're going to edit the trigger, and for the condition we're going to change OF to ammo 1, because this one's going to be destroy an ammo box, and we'll just hit OK. Set task state will be the same. Create task, we're going to have to update that so the owner is still blue 4. Task ID will be 3 this time. The title will be destroy the ammo box. The description will be locate and destroy the ammo box. And then the destination, again, just like the officer, will do the synchronized object, assign the set task state, and the task type will this time will be destroy. We'll just hit OK. Next is we're going to go to props, and we're going to type in the search box the word ammo. And from here we're going to choose a basic ammo, CSAT ammo box. We're going to place that right here, face it this direction, and we're going to edit the ammo box and give it a variable name of ammo 1, just like what we put in the condition of the trigger. We'll hit OK. So we got ammo1 as the variable name of the ammo box, and then you have in the trigger ammo1 here. Next, we sync, just like the officer, sync this to the ammo box. The next task is going to be pick up intel and kill task. So we're going to highlight this again, press Control C. We're going to offset the task position right here, and we're going to place it right about here. We're going to edit this trigger, and we're going to rename this to Intel, and that's it. Then we're going to copy the trigger, press Control C, and paste it right here, and then we're going to sync it to the create task module. Then we're going to edit the trigger again, and this is going to be Intel, and this is actually going to be S1 because the actual target is going to be S1. So before we put our target down, we're going to look at the set task state. Succeeded, good. I'm going to go to create task, and we need to change this. So this is going to be our 4th task. So we change the task ID to T4. Blue 4 is still the owner. The title is going to be kill the soldier. The description will be to pick up the intel and locate and kill the soldier. The destination will be synchronized object as before. The state will be assigned. The task type will be to kill. I'll just hit OK. Alright, now for our target, we'll go to CSAT, and we're going to choose an unarmed rifleman, and we're going to place him right about here. And then we're going to give him a waypoint and just set him to careless so he doesn't move when we blow up the ammo box or shoot the officer. We need to give him a variable name of S1 and hit OK. So he's set up. Next is go to the create task module, right click it, go to connect, and then sync, and then connect to our soldier. For the intel part, we're going to move the soldier up just a little bit and put him right about there. And then we're going to go back to props, and in the search box we're going to type in table, and we're going to choose a camping table small, and we're going to place that right about here. And actually that's pretty good. We'll just put that right about here. And then we're going to go back to the search box, and we're going to type in the word file. You could use any file, but I found that these work the best, so we're going to choose this one here, and we're going to place it right there. So you can see that the object has a big 3D box, and it makes it grabbable. If they're smaller than that, then for some reason they don't want to be grabbable where you can add them to your inventory. We're going to edit the intel, and we're going to give it a variable name of intel, and that's it. This one you don't have to sync, you only have to sync the target. This is set by the trigger here, which is alive intel. For our next task, what we're going to do is we're going to go to the first task, highlight the task modules and the trigger, press Control C, and then we're going to go over here, and we're going to place it right about here, kind of right in the center. Then we're going to edit the trigger, and the activation type is going to stay as it is, and then we're going to put a code in here. So in the on activation box, we're going to put left square bracket hunt, right square bracket, space join, space left curvy bracket group, space player, right curvy bracket, and then semicolon. This is going to be the name of the target. So the task is going to be meet the hunter, and you're going to meet a civilian hunter, and he's going to join your group. So his name is going to be Hunt. Once you enter the trigger, he's going to join your group. So you need to have Blue 4 present for this to work. We're going to set this to Eclipse, and that's good. All right, so our set task state is still the same, succeeded. The create task module we have to update. So we're going to set the task ID to 5, since this is our 5th task, and for the title we're going to put meet the hunter. In the description we'll put locate and meet the hunter. And then the destination will be synchronized object, and we'll leave as assigned. Task state will change to meet, and that's it. That sets up our tasks. Next, we're going to go to civilian, and then we're going to scroll down and choose a hunter. And we're going to place him right about here and face him this direction. And I'm going to edit him and give him a variable name of hunt. Remember, in the on activation box of the trigger, the name was hunt, so we want this to be the same thing. And then we'll just hit OK. We're going to give him a waypoint and set his behavior to careless, otherwise he'll move, or he might move. And then we're going to go to the create task module, right click it, go to connect, sync to, and sync it to him. So those are our tasks. Let's save that and let's test it out. So you can see our task that comes up. So we're going to move there. We got the officer there. Got the ammo box. Stay there. Stay there. Do not move. And that's what I'm saying. When they move, that icon goes with them. Gives you a distance. Then you have meet the officer. So if we go to the map, you're going to see the icons. And obviously the icon for the officer moved because he moved. So this is the first one. These are unassigned only because you can only have one assigned at a time. Under tasks, you have all these. So the first one is moved to the location. You got kill the officer, etc. All right, let's go to the task. We completed that. The next is kill the officer. We killed the officer. Next is destroy the ammo box. That destroys the ammo box. And how do we do this one with the intel? Well, we walk up to the intel and we grab it. And now we get a task for that, and that's to kill this guy. If you look, you have kill the soldier, and that's the intel that came up for that. So we kill him. That completes that. And now we have one more task, which is meet the hunter. Locate and meet the hunter. And we walk into the trigger.
2. Join group.
And he joined your group. Looking at the tasks in-game, you're going to see that the tasks are all over the place. How do we set these tasks so that they are in order, sequential order? The first task is to move to the position. The next task is to kill the officer. And the next task is to destroy the ammo box, etc. Here's what you do. Go to your trigger, you right-click it, and you connect it, you sync it to the create task module for the next task. And then what you do here for the task after that is you go to the trigger again for the second task, you right click it, go to connect, and then you sync to and you connect that to the create task module for the third task. For the next task here, and this one is a little tricky, this is not going to work like you think, but for this task here you do the same. Go to the trigger, connect it, go to sync to, and then you connect it to the create task module. For this one, you have two triggers here. This trigger is for the intel. This trigger is for this soldier. The next task after you kill the soldier would be this task. So you need to connect this trigger, same way as you did the others, connect it to sync, and you connect that to the create task module for this last fifth task. There's one issue, as I was pointing out, that this task is not going to be seen because for this task to go off, you have to pick up the intel. So the task is not going to show in game in any order. But the thing is, it won't let you do this task because this has to be completed before this task will show up in game. So what's going to happen is you will see the first task, but you will not see the rest of them in the list. Let's save that and let's check it out. Alright, so you can see as all the icons have disappeared and you have only this, If we go to our map, you're going to go to task, and you're going to see that only one task has showed up, and it is moved to position. So let's do the first task. All right, task assigned. So the next task is kill the officer. So you can see now, kill the officer is at the top. So now we kill the officer, and we completed that task. That's completed. The next task now is destroy the ammo box. So we go to the map, you see that it's at the top. So the current task that's next in order is destroy the ammo box. So now we destroy the ammo box. The ammo box destroyed, task complete, but you're not going to get the task to pick up the intel. You're not getting the task to meet him. So if we go to the map, see how that there's no task there. The only way to do that is you have to find intel. So you can see, grab the intel, you'll get the task. And the task is kill the soldier. So if you go to the map, you'll get the soldier, kill the soldier task, pick up the intel, locate, and kill the soldier. So this is the soldier. And now you get the task, because that's complete, you'll get the task to meet the hunter. So we'll go to our map again. Now we can meet the hunter, locate and meet the hunter. We walk into the trigger.
Clear. Join group.
And we made that task. Now if you don't want this task to be after this, then obviously don't sync this task to this, because this will put everything into order. I hope you learned something, and I want to thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you guys on the next video.